Hello and good day everyone para sa ato ang TPCC 12 known as Principles of Transportation Engineering. So on today's entry, we will discuss the chapter 6, also known as the Fundamentals of Traffic Flow Analysis. So on this chapter, we will discuss the following topics such as traffic flow, traffic stream properties such as the speed. Now under the speed, we have time mean speed, space mean speed, then we have spot speed, and for the traffic stream properties, we include the density of traffic, the flow of traffic, and lastly the peak hour. And on this chapter, on this entry, we will give you some of the sample problems of each topic. So on this chapter, the lesson outcomes on this chapter, you are expected to describe the importance of traffic flow methods of analysis, then compare the types of speeds in traffic flow, and calculate problems relating to this chapter. So at first, for the first to begin the discussion for this chapter, so let us discuss what is the traffic flow, or what is the traffic flow itself. So a traffic flow is the study of interactions between travelers, such as including pedestrians, cyclists, drivers, and their vehicles, and infrastructure, which includes highways, signage, and traffic control devices, with the aim of understanding and developing an optimal transport network with efficient movement of traffic and minimal traffic congestion problems. So what's the significance of studying the traffic flow? So as we know, traffic behaves in a complex and nonlinear way due to the individual reactions of drivers and their purpose of making the trip. As much as we want to have a convenient flow of traffic, the overgrowing number of vehicles using the highway as years went by makes the problem for traffic congestion inevitable. Various traffic flow study models had been created in order to understand the flow conditions so that the corresponding solutions may be applied for optimal and efficient movement of traffic but less congestion. So kabalo naman ta class nga on a certain traffic dili gid nato mapugngan nga naagyoy traffic congestion. Okay, for example, kana bitaw magbutang ta og mga countermeasures such as mga pedestrian, which makes the speed of traffic to slow, no? So kung mag-slow na siya class, meaning to say naay posibilidad nga maapektuhan ang flow of the vehicles, no? So posible nga mo speed mo kwan sila, no? Mo slow down sila. So pag mag-slow down sila, mag-create na siya og magtapok ang mga sakyanan, no? Or parehas na bitaw sa traffic light bitaw class. Now the traffic light is not the solution for congestion, but it will contributes congestion. Ngano man kay maghulat magud silahang turno, no? Kung kanus sila mo makatabok, no, sa ilahang destination or sa ilahang ruta, no? Kung asa sila nga direksyon mo agi sa karsada. So by that, mura bitaw mag-build up, no? So mag-build up ang mga sakyanan para maghulat sa ilahang turn, no? So there's a tendency nga na ay queuing. So maghulat silahang trono kung kanusa sila mag-go signal. Okay. So because of this one class, it is important nga may balaan nato ang unsa ang characteristics sa traffic flow, no? So by this, pwede nato siya ma-identify o pwede nato siya mahibalaan kung unsa nga to ang mga possible solutions nga pwede nato mahimo kung sa ingon ani pa lang nga level of traffic flow pa lang ang ma-experience nato for everyday, no? Okay, so sayo pa lang daan, kung ingon ani na daan ang iyahang behavior sa traffic, so basin natay masuggest nga solution, well that will be depends on the planning, no? Okay, kung unsa ang ilahang ma-provide nga solution. So ang kuan lang purpose lang ginato ani is to give an analysis sa ato ang traffic. So then we will discuss the traffic stream properties. What are the traffic stream properties? So the traffic stream can be visualized by these three main variables such as speed, density, and flow. Okay, ang kuan class, ang ato ang flow sa ato ang traffic is somewhat gid kuan siya is mura siya wala siya kalahian sa ato ang kanabitong tubig sa tubo, no? So wala siya murag mahimo siyang comparison ba, no? Mahimong comparison siya sa stream of water, no? Kay na siya speed, na siya density, tapos naapod siya flow. So on this portion, kung ato ang hisgutan nato ang speed, okay, so we have the speed characteristics. The importance of studying the average speed of vehicles can be a reference to the following. So the importance of the speed, kung kinahanglan nato studihan ang speed, is to establish the speed limits on the traffic control zones. If na ay portion sa ato ang highway nga applyan nato siya og mga speed limit, especially kung if we are dealing with safety, no? Okay, then we have to evaluate the effectiveness of the imposed traffic control devices. Okay, so if we know traffic control devices that are kadtong mga traffic signs, no? Traffic regulatory signs. Okay. So tanaw nato kung unsa ba ka-epektibo tong mga traffic control nga to ang gipang impose, no? Okay, kung gina-follow ba siya. Then we have to evaluate whether the geometric design of curve is adequate to the speed of vehicle. So let us say for example, no, kana bitaw nag-design ta og usa ka certain kurbada nga nag-apply ta og a certain degree of curve and radius. Pero di ay when it comes to actual usage of that highway sa kanang kurbada, usually kung ang iyahang kuan niya ang speed nga gidaganan sa sakinan dili siya mag-fit sa kurbada, so there's a possibility nga na ay accident nga mahitabo. Is because of kana bitong siguro butang nato wala siya super elevation, steep ra kayo ang kuan ba ang kurbada, so na ay risk of overturning due to the centrifugal force, no? As kanabitong let us say maglisod siya kuan ba gi-maintain niya ang yang speed during the time nga nag-agi siya sa straight, tapos pagliko niya wala siya kakuan, wala siya ka control. Okay, so na kuan out of balance ang iyahang sakinan, no? Na out of balance. So isa sa to ang mga tanaw nato class is the design speed, no, must govern the geometric design. So mo na siya ang sa ikatulo, no? Then evaluate the effects of current speed on highway safety through crash data. So tanaw na to class, okay, it's just somewhat related ni siya sa katong primero nga if a speed on the highway is a factor nga pwede siya mag-contribute sa ato ang accident, so naay posibilidad nga pwede ta mag-suggest nga limitahan ang iyahang speed for the sake of highway safety. Kay kung parehas anang sa kuan class sa mga expressway or freeway, usually mga paspas man gyud kay hindi naganan sa masakinan, but kuan seldom lang kay na siya butangan og speed limit, not unless if we are promoting safety, no? Okay, so gawas lang gyud kung i-prioritize nato ang safety. Okay, so mo na siya, no? So then we have sa ikatulo, sa ika-last, determine the flow rate of the traffic. So ang ato ang speed class such as space mean speed, magamit nato na siya nga value in getting the flow rate of the traffic, no? Okay, so on the next since we are talking about speed, so isa sa mga types of speed is what we call as the time mean speed. So the speed distribution of vehicles at the point on the roadway, and it is the average of the instantaneous speeds of the observed vehicles at the spot. So the arithmetic mean of speeds of all vehicles passing to a point during a specified interval of time. So that is what it meant by time mean speed. So in short, kanang average sa individual vehicles, okay, let's say butang, now the speed of the individual passing vehicles, kung atuan na siyang average class, that is the time mean speed, no? Okay, so ibase na to sa tong formula nga mu t, which is equal to summation of d over tn. So ang n class signifies the number of passing vehicles, and we have n is the number of passing vehicles. Then d is what we call as the distance traveled for each vehicle, and we have t as the time of observation. So more likely kuan ni siya, no, time conscious when it comes to time observed nga type of determining the speed, no. Okay, so mo siyang time mean speed. Okay, next, okay, let us have a sample problem para masabtan nato unsa ning time mean speed. So from a data of a freeway, so there are 5 vehicles under observation that traveled at 1 kilometer segment of the following time. Compute the time mean speed. So kung makita ninyo class, you have 5 vehicles running at the same length or segment such as 1 kilometer, then each of them na sila individual time, no, gi-travel, individual time consumed as they travel the 1 kilometer segment. So to calculate the time mean speed, so you just simply, okay, we have the given d, which is the observed distance such as 1 kilometer. Now using the formula of the time mean speed, which is mu t is equal to summation of d over tn over n. So each we have this 1 kilometer for the first vehicle divided by 1.19 minutes, no, sa first vehicle. Then we have 1 over 1.22 for the second vehicle, then 1 over 1.36 for the third, 1.48 for the fourth, and 1 over 1.51 for the last vehicle. All over divided by 5, so we'll just take the average of all the speeds, and we have 0.747, no? So okay, gamit pa ba ko kalkyo? Okay, sayang po kung di nato gamiton ng kalkyo. Okay, so we have 1 over 1.19, okay, plus we have 1 rather. Okay, we have 1 over 1.22, okay, plus 1 over 1.36, okay, plus we have 1 over 1.48, plus, and we have lastly we have 1 over 1.51. So for the last vehicle, so all over divided 5, so that is 0.747, or okay, since the unit is kilometer per minute, so we need to convert that one in terms of kilometer per hour. So we need to multiply this with 60, no, and the answer is 44.80 kilometers per hour. So that is how simple it is, no, to solve for the time mean speed. Okay, so for the next type of speed, we have the space mean speed. Now the space mean speed is the average speed of vehicles in a certain road length at any time. So the space mean speed can be determined by using the observed distance or the observed time. Sa observed distance nga formula, we have mu s equal to n times d all over summation of tn. Now take note, ang kining summation of tn is what we call as the sum of all time observed, and we have the space mean speed is the mu s. Then ang n nato is the number of vehicles, and d is the length of the segment of the road, or at this portion, since we are using the observed distance, d is the observed distance. But on this portion, since we are using the observed time, okay, so mu s or the space mean speed is equal to summation of the individual distance traveled by each of the vehicles divided by and multiplied by the observed time, no? Okay. So that is the space mean speed. So unsay kalay-an ni sa ato ang time mean speed? Sa time mean speed ganiya is the average mismo sa each of the speed of every vehicle, no? Individual vehicle, no? So balikwan ba? Di ba, each vehicle na sila speed, no? So compute nato una ang ilahang mga speed individually, tapos kuhaon nato ilahang average, and the result is the time mean speed. Pero diri sa space mean speed is na sila individual distance or individual time, depende sa kung unsang klase nga reference parameter nila, either observed distance or observed time. Sa observed distance, we expect nga na sila lain-laing individual time. Sa observed time, mag-expect nga na sila lain-laing individual distance. Okay, so that is the difference between the time mean speed and the space mean speed. Okay, so let us have a sample problem. From the data of a freeway, so there are 5 vehicles under observation that traveled at the following distance in every 2 seconds. Given that kanisya class, the vehicles, each of the vehicles na sila kanya-kanyang distance as they travel the observed time of 2 seconds. Sa 2 seconds, mao ni ang ilahang gi-travel each vehicle. So, we need to compute the space mean speed. So, how to compute the space mean speed? Since we are using the observed time, so we will be using the formula mu s is equal to summation of distance over n times the observed time. So that is, okay, we have 24.4 plus 25.8 plus 24.7 plus 26.9 plus 22.9 all over, okay, 5 times 2. Okay, so that is the result, therefore is equal to, okay, anyari 12.47. Okay, so bakit nagiging 12.47? Okay, so somewhat kuhaon lang nimo ang average sa imuhang distance class divided by 5. Divided by 2, no? The time. Okay, anyari. Okay, so if we multiply that one with multiply that one with convert this one meters per second, so that is multiplied by 3.6. Anyari. Okay, 24.4. Okay, plus 25.8 plus 24.7. Mali siguro kung type pa niya. 26.9 plus 22.9 all over 5 divided by 2. Okay, so namali ko class, no? Namali ko og type. Okay, so that is 12.47. So kung i-multiply nimo na siya og 3.6 para ma-convert nato niya into kilometers per hour, so multiplied by 3.6, so that is equal to 44.89. Okay, next we have the space mean speed over the spot speed. So how will able to determine the space mean speed if given ang ato ang spot speed? So what is a spot speed therefore? So the spot speed is the instantaneous speed of the vehicle at a specified location, which is also an inversely proportional to space mean speed. Okay, so how does the space mean speed has been taken? So the spot speed has been taken. So the spot speed is taken by means of any other device such as video cameras, no? Determine mo ang ilahang rate when it comes to the travel distance, or kana bitaw ang kuan class kanang ginagamit bitaw sa police, no, kanang speed gun. Okay, so that is how to determine the spot speed. Now, to determine the space mean speed, given ang atuang spot speed for each vehicle, so you will be using the formula of mu s equal to n over 1 over n over summation of 1 over mu spot speed, no? Okay. So by this, para masabtan nato unsaon ni siya paggamit nga formula, okay, let us have an example, no? So there are 4 vehicles passing through the portion of a south superhighway in a certain period of time. Compute the space mean speed in kilometers per hour. Okay, given ang spot speed, no? Okay. So, as we know that the spot speed is inversely proportional sa ato ang space mean speed. So, all we need to do was to get the summation of the spot speed. Okay, we have n over the summation of 1 over the spot speed. Okay, so we have mu s equal to n over 1 over summation of mu spot. So, we have 4 divided by 1 over 43.40 plus 1. Okay, timba. Ito siyang i-ikon. 1 over 43.50 plus we have 1 over 44.6 plus 1 over 45.2. And your space mean speed over the spot speed is therefore 44.16 kilometers per hour. So, easy lang kayo ni siya nga topic class nga chapter. Okay. Now, we have this density of traffic. So, it is defined as the number of vehicles per unit length of the roadway. So, to compute the density of traffic class, okay, you just simply assume a 1 kilometer length, no? Tapos, i-determine mo if how many number of vehicles present on that 1 kilometer. So, kung kabalo ka sa number of vehicles nga naa dito sa 1 kilometer length, so you just simply give the number of vehicles n divided by L, or the length of the specified number of length sa imuhang roadway, which is paras na to, no? Gi-assume na to as 1 kilometer. So you just simply number of vehicles divided by length, so that defines your density of traffic, no? That is K, no? So, take note class. Ato ang timan-an na to, ang unit sa to ang density of traffic is always vehicles per kilometer. Walay vehicles per mile. It should be vehicles per kilometer. Okay. So, the purpose of getting the density of traffic class is to estimate the number of vehicles present in 1 kilometer length of the roadway and their spacing. So, through this, kaninga in determining the density of traffic, we may able also to determine what is the spacing of each vehicles, no? Okay, of each vehicles in the 1 kilometer, no? Okay. So, next, okay, let us have a sample problem for the density. Okay, determine the appropriate spacing of vehicles from center to center in a certain lane when the density of traffic is 20 vehicles per kilometer. So, natay 20 vehicles per kilometer nga density. So, ang ato ang i-determine is unsa ang ilahang spacing sa kada sakyanan. Okay, to determine the spacing, okay, nanay answer daan. Okay, since ang ato ang K is 20 vehicles per kilometer, to compute the spacing, so we have 1,000 kilometers divided by 20. So, that is, so 1 kilometer ba? Diba, 1 kilometer distance. Divide mo 20 ka vehicles. So, may bala na nimo spacing. So, that is equal to 50 meters center to center spacing. Okay. So, easy, no? Walang ka-challenge. Okay. Next is the rate of flow. So the purpose of getting the rate of flow, but before that, let us define the rate of flow. It is the average flow of vehicles passing in a certain highway for an hour. No? Okay, so the purpose of getting the rate of flow is to estimate the total number of passing vehicles in 1 hour period at a normal traffic condition. Okay, so to compute the rate of flow, we have Q is equal to K times mu S. K signifies as the density of vehicles and mu S is the space mean speed. So make sure your units must be compatible. So if sa tuang space mean speed, it should be in kilometers per hour, while the density of vehicles, it should be vehicles per kilometer. So that leads you to give the rate of flow of vehicles to have a unit of vehicles per hour. No? Okay, so let us solve a sample problem. Compute the rate of flow of vehicles per hour. If the space mean speed is 30 miles per hour and the density is 14 vehicles per kilometer. Okay, so we have a given of 14 vehicles per kilometer nga density, and we have the space mean speed having 30 miles per hour. Now, if you convert that one into kilometers, so just simply 30 multiplied by 1.61, so that is 48.3, no? Kaya ang in 1 mile, so that is equivalent to 1.61 kilometers. Then we have to compute the flow rate or rate of flow, so that is Q equal to K times mu S. So multiplying 14 by 48.3, so 14 multiplied by 48.3, so that is we have a number of vehicles per hour that is equivalent to 676.2 or 677 vehicles per hour. Pangutana, sir, ngano gi-round up man nimo, sir? Gihimo man nimo 677. So you must realize that your unit is vehicles per hour. Meaning to say, we are talking about the number of vehicles. So wala man siguro yung vehicles nga decimal, no? Nga punto. Okay, so imo na siyang, kung naay sobra nga decimal class, so imo na siyang i-count nimo as 1. No? So mahimo siyang additional 1. So therefore, it leads you to have 677 vehicles per hour. Okay, next is we have the peak hour factor. Now, the ratio of, the peak hour factor is the ratio of total hourly volume to a maximum rate of flow within hour. Okay, so ang peak hour class is the maximum rate of flow. Peak hour god, di ba? Di ba kung sa inyong experience, if you say peak hour, that is the crucial time kung kano sa nagdagsa ang mga vehicles. So what do you think, no? Unsa na sila nga mga orasa? Now, that time it will be nga mo na siya tong oras nga ting sulod nagtrabaho, ting panguli, no? Rush hour ba, no? Okay. So kasagaran oras class nga peak hour is usually kanang mga alas 6 or alas 7 to hantod alas 8, no? So that is considered as the peak hour, no? 6 to 7 or 7 to 8 sa morning. Then sa hapon or udto, depende, no? Kung include pa nimo ang udto. Or kung hapon, usually sa hapon, mga nana siya sa 5 to 6 or 6 to 7. Okay. Now, the portion right here, to compute for the peak hour factor, you need the hourly volume or the peak hour volume divided by 60 over 15. Now, ang kaning 60 over 15 class, kani siya nga factor, 60 signifies the number of minutes sa 1 hour. Then, ang 15 minutes is the number of minutes kung kanos agi apply ang traffic count, no? So, pwede man po siya every 5 minutes. Kung every 5 minutes siya class, so ang kining factor ni mo dire, it will become 60 over 5. Pero kung in every 10 minutes, kung makaya ni mo og ihap ang tanan sa kinan in every 10 minutes, so that will be 60 over 10, but more likely, in an average per quarter, so that will be 15. Okay, per quarter, no? Quarter. So, what is the quarter of 60 minutes? So, that is 15. So, di ba? So, we have, in every quarter, in every 15 minutes, kung ma-count nimo ang number of vehicles, so that is 60 over 15. So I guess murag imposible siguro tong 60 over 5, no? Within 5 minutes makaya nimo gihaptanan. Okay. Then multiply by the highest volume of ever recorded sa entire 1 hour nga peak hour, no? Okay. Now, then we have the DHV, which is also known as the design hourly volume of approach. The design hourly volume of approach, it will give you the idea on what will be the expected number of volume nga mudagsa ani nga highway during peak hour. So that is also leads to our purpose, no? So the purpose of the design hourly volume of approach is to estimate the expected volume that will flood the highway during the peak hours. So to compute the design hourly volume approach, so that is peak hour volume divided by the peak hour factor. Okay, so let us have a sample problem. So for example, class, you will trying to determine the number of vehicles during peak hours, no? So the table shows a 15-minute volume counts during the peak hour on an approach of an intersection. Okay, nagsugod kag count from alas 6 hangtod alas 7. But ang imong count duration nimo is every 15 minutes, no? Every quarter. So every quarter nakaihap ka sa first quarter we have 375. So at the second quarter we have during 6:15 to 6:30 nakaihap ka og 380. Now sa third quarter we have 6:30 to 6:45 you have 412. Then sa last quarter we have 6:45 to 7 you have 390. Okay. So what are the problems nga ato ang i-determine nato? So we need to compute the peak hour volume, second the peak hour factor, and lastly the design volume of approach. Okay, una is to determine the peak hour volume. To determine your peak hour volume over this data, okay, so what we need is that the peak hour volume is just simply the total volume of the volume of traffic. Di ba? For 1 hour. Okay, so the peak hourly volume, no? So hourly, tibok 1 hour man ni siya, no? Tibok 1 hour. Okay. So total of we have 375 plus 380 plus 412 plus 390. Okay, we have peak hour volume of 1,557. And to compute for the peak hour factor, so we have hourly volume since every 15 minutes man ni siya, so ang ato ang factor nato dire is 60 over 15. Ato ang multiplier, no? Then multiplied by the highest volume. So sa ato ang data dire, so what is the highest volume? So the highest volume nato dire is the 412, no? Okay, so that is ang ato ang hourly volume, which is 1,557 divided by 60 over 15 multiplied by the highest volume there, which is 412. And your peak hour volume therefore is, okay, so 0.945. So multiply 60 multiplied by 412 divided by 15. Okay, so we have 0.945. Okay, next. Okay, we have to determine the design hourly volume. So to compute the design hourly volume of approach, so you just simply divide the peak hour volume over the peak hour factor. So nga to ang peak hour volume is 155. Okay, 1557 divided by the peak hour, no? 0.945. And the expected number of vehicles will flood the highway is therefore equivalent to 1,647.6, or i-round up nimo na siya as 1648, no? Kay wala may vehicles nga decimal, no, such as 0.6. Unsa man ni siya? Partial nga vehicle, wala man siguro, no? Okay, so we have 1648 vehicles. So I guess that is the end of the chapter 6. So if you have questions, clarification, you may comment or send your private message sa ako ang messenger. Okay, so that's all for today. I hope you learned something. So bye-bye!